So hello everyone, today we will be discussing about the table element in HTML. So this is table tag, okay, which we use to show a table or a grid on our HTML page. So what is the table? A table is the structured set of data made up of rows and columns. So we all know, we have learned through schools, colleges, all those things. Whenever we are dealing with data, we try to make it or show that data in the tabular form, so it will be visually impacting, visually good, okay, and people can understand, people can interpret easily with the visual association between row and column, okay. For example, I will just go through the Crickbuzz, okay, Crickbuzz website, where I just open the profile of Sachin Tendulkar. So there is a summary of the batting career and bowling career. So for the data, showing the data, say for the Sachin's record, okay, throughout his career, what he has achieved, okay. So as you can see, the data is shown in the tabular form, okay, and using the rows, okay, and columns, we are able to interpret it easily, and it is visually good, okay. If we just put this data in a text format, then it doesn't look good, okay, but if we are showing this in table format, so it is looking good, and we can understand that how test matches. So he played 200 test matches, innings 329. What is the best? What is the strike rate, base figure, average, high score? All those things, it is covered. Okay. If you change the format like ODI, then T20 International and IPL, so we can understand how many runs he had scored in all the matches, how many matches he played, okay, what was his strike rate, all those things. Same case with the bowling career. So you can see how many match he played, how many overs, like how many runs he uh, considered, okay, how many wickets he took. All these details are available with this table, and we can easily interpret, we can easily understand this data. So whenever we are dealing with such kind of data, like any summary or any company financial information or any company related business data, it's just not about company, but everywhere, wherever we are dealing with some data, okay, large amount of data, we always try to go with table. So that's why people use Excel, right? Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets to show their data, process their data, okay. So this is the purpose behind using the table element in HTML, so we can use it to show our data in visually good format. So to have a table on our HTML web page, first it has a container, okay. First container, that is table tag, okay. So I will just directly create one file. We will write a code. Okay, so I have added title as a table demonstration, and then I can remove the CSS file and can create another one for specifically for this HTML file. Okay, table example.html. I will create one CSS file, and I will import that here. Okay, and I will just put one h3 tag, okay, or I will put h2 tag. We will try to do what we will do. Okay, we will try to put student mark sheet. Okay, student mark sheet. So I will use table. Okay, this is a container, first container for the table. Fine. Now inside table we need to show the rows and columns individual cells. Okay, so what I will do, I will just use. Okay, so when we try to create a table, I will first create a container. Okay, this is my container. First thing, we need to have headers. Okay, means column headers. So what are the details we will be having? So say create some table. Okay, so first I am creating a table header. So how what I did first, I just created one container. Okay, and then created first row. Okay, first row with 4 columns. First row with 4 columns. So first I will put name, then physics, chemistry, and maths. Okay, so our header part is ready. We have created 4 columns. Okay, 4 columns, and we have given header to each one. So for that we created first row. Fine. Then we will do one by one like this only. So first what we need to do, first we need to create one row. Okay, so let's create one row. Okay, and inside that, okay, how HTML works. Okay, I will show you. Means how we need to do, we need to first create one row. Okay, and then create individual cells, then create individual cells. Okay, so first I will create one row. Means tr means table row. Okay, tr means table row, and then I need to create individual cell. So I, how many cells I require? 4 cells. 1 2 3 4. So I will put td table data. Okay, td table data. So I will put name, then physics, chemistry, maths. Okay, so inside one row I created 4 cells. Fine. Now again what I will do, I create one row. Now I will put name ABC, then I will put marks. Okay, so again what I did, I create one row and then created individual cells, first, second, third, fourth. So same thing I will do here, create one row, tr table row, then td. So here I will put ABC, then 89, 92, and 91. Okay, so same thing we will just copy paste instead of putting so much time here. So now we created how many rows? For 1 2 3 4 5 6. So already we created 2 rows. I will add 4 more. So I will just copy all this part, the table row container, and we'll paste it 4 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Fine. So we are done with this table. So already we have created a table. So you will see how easy it is, right? So let me just run this on our server. So see, we have heading, that student mark sheet. Okay, and then we have our table with heading name, physics, chemistry, maths, then name of the student ABC, the marks for physics, chemistry, and maths. Now you will say we can't see the borders. Okay, we can't see the outline for the table. It is fine, it's looking little bit like table but not proper outline. So here actually we will get we need to put borders, okay, through CSS. Okay, we need to use the CSS to get the borders. Okay, so what we will do, we will add the CSS. Okay, and using CSS borders will be added to the table. Okay, so right now I am just putting inline CSS. Okay, this will create first container. Okay, so it create the container. So container has border. Okay, now we need to have a border to the internal rows and columns. Okay, we need to have border for internal rows and columns. So see, we have added border to all the first column. Okay, to the first column. Same thing we need to repeat it. So now this is very repetitive thing. So instead of doing this, what we will do, we will use the CSS. So what I will do, I will just put td, that is the tag. Okay, tag name, and put the same thing here, 1px solid black. Okay, and if I remove all those things, see it has borders. Okay, I no need to remove it. So because this will be added to this td element only, because okay, that you will understand after CSS. So I just added border, okay, to the table. Fine. So if I inspect it, so you will see the content. Okay, now what we will do first, okay, now this is simple text, we are not able to understand if it is a headers or not, means we need to enhance its looking. Okay, means a look should be changed, okay, for these headers. Okay, so we have another tag, okay, to enhance the header elements. Okay, so instead of using td, okay, we will use th, table headers. Okay, previously so it will be better to show them in the header. So see, they have like the content is bold now, so it is very easy to understand that these are table headers. And again I need to add the border to this also. Okay, so we have added the border, and it is like looking good now that it has bold. Okay, and again it will be understandable to the screen readers and browser also. Browser will understand that they have added th tag, that means these are the headers, and it will automatically apply the default style, that is the text should be bold, so it is shown in the bold. Okay, and not like a normal text. Fine. So this part is covered. Now we will see how we can create what we can say group. Okay, so these things, these table elements can be grouped inside other things, means we can create a structure. So why we need to create a structure, it is of no significance actually, but it should be good for the accessibility purpose, or for screen readers, for browser understanding. We should put these elements to have a better structure. So what I will do, I know this part is responsible for header. Okay, and I know this part is main data, this is header part, and this is content part. So what I will do, I will put this header part in one more container, and that container is t head. So whatever present in t head, it is what we can say, it is a logical container for headers. Okay, this is logical container for headers, while whatever data part, whatever the content part we have, we will put it inside body. Okay, that is table body. So see, it is what we are doing, we are just improvising our code, improvising the code readability. So it is very easily understandable that okay, this is header part, okay, this is table body part, instead of having those only table rows, okay. So we just improve our code readability here, okay. So any other person, okay, which who didn't know about this code will also understand that what is happening here, okay, what the code is written. Then browser will also understand that this section is of part of table headers and this section is part of table body, and then screen readers will also able to distinguish this content, okay. So this is one thing here. So we can have container for our headers and body element of table. Now next we will see, okay, sometimes we see that we need to club two cells, okay. So consider right now this data 8989 is both the student ABC, okay, I will change here like DEF, okay. So both the students got the same marks 89. So instead of showing, okay, 8989 in two different cells, we will merge these cells and will show the same content, okay. So how we can do it, I will show you. So this is ABC, I will put DEF, okay. So this is first student ABC, second student DF. Both got the same marks in physics, that is 89. Okay. So what I will do, I will put the 89 marks, okay, this as a cell in first row. Okay. In second row, I will remove. For second row, I will remove. And the one cell which is available in the first row, I will add row span, okay. I will add row span to what we can say merge those cells, okay, in rows, okay. So these two rows are merged, okay, two rows are merged and created 89 here, okay. Same thing we can do it for other things. So what we will say, if we have inorganic chemistry and what we can say organic chemistry, okay. Let's say we have, okay, so I just divide this physics, chemistry, maths in some of their different concepts, okay, like quantum physics, thermal energy, trigonometry, probability, all those things, okay. Again, what I need to do now, total how many columns are created? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total there are 7, sorry, 7 columns. First one and then other 6. Okay. So we have 7 columns. Okay. And then we need to create some data also. But let's see what is showing up here now. Okay. So so 7 columns are created, but we didn't provide any data for it. Okay. So we are not able to understand it correctly. So what I will do, but my main intention, instead of this data, we will not waste our time. So my main intention is to show. So what I want to merge these two cells in the row, okay, to show it as a physics. Then these two cells to be shown as a chemistry, and this chemistry is divided into organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. Then I want to show these two cells as a maths and divide them in two topics like trigonometry and the probability. So we'll see how we can do it. So already we have 7 columns and here we have 4, okay. First one we will skip as we want it as a name. So what I will do here for physics, I will use call span equal to 2 because I want to merge two cells here. I want to merge two cells in column wise, okay, in column wise. Same thing I will apply for this element also, for chemistry and maths. So see, physics divided into quantum physics and thermal energy, chemistry divided into organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry, and maths divided into trigonometry and probability. So it is spanning between column, okay, taking the space or spanning your cells through column wise, okay, through column wise like this. And here what we do, we span vertically, means row wise. These are the rows, okay. this is first row, second row, third row. So if you use row span 3, so it will span to the 3, means first cell will span till 3. What we are trying to tell to the HTML here is that when I put row span, so attribute itself is like maybe sometimes we confuse, okay, but this attribute itself is very understandable, okay. What it is telling, span row for 3 units, okay, span row for 3 units. So when you apply row span equal to 3 to the first cell, okay, to the first cell, so this first cell which is taking only one row right now, okay, taking only one row will span till the third row, okay. So same thing we are doing here also. See, I have provided row span equal to 2 for 89. So first cell is spanning till second row, okay, first and second row, okay. If I put for this again row span equal to 2, so it will take first and second row, 2 rows it will span. Same thing here also. These are column wise, okay. Name, physics, chemistry, maths. So these are columns. So I am telling to this cell, okay, this cell to span till here. Okay, physics previously it is like second cell, okay, this is the second cell, first cell, second cell, okay, and I am telling that second cell take the space till the this column, take the 2 column space, one first and second, like this horizontally, okay. So now this you can see this cell is blank, okay, this cell is blank. So what I will do, I want this name cell, okay, to take the space till this second row, first and second, okay. So I will put in name, what I will put, I will put row span, okay. I want to span the area by vertically, by row wise. If I save it, you will see name, okay, and it will take the size actually properly. And then I need to remove this th tag, okay, because I have created it blank, so that's why it create this blank cell. So that's why whenever we are doing spanning, we need to remove those unnecessary things, okay. So this is remove unnecessary blank cell. So you can see I spanned 2 cells. Now name is showing like this. Okay. So we covered spanning. Okay. How we can do row span and column span. Okay. Now we will discuss about how we can style individual column. Okay. Individual column. I will remove this part. Okay. Fine. So now there is an option where we can provide a style to the individual columns, okay, provide style to individual columns. So how you can provide the styles to individual column? So there is another tags, okay, which is column group and column tag, okay, column group and column tags. So I will show you how we can add it. So it should be outside your head and body tag, okay, outside your table head and body table body. So I will use column group. This is again a container to all columns, okay, it is container to all columns. Then again you need to specify each column, okay, specify each column, first, second, third, fourth. So I will tell that I don't want to provide any style to this first column, I will keep it as it is, okay. So we will create a self closing tag here for the first column for this vertical line, okay. Now next thing is the second column. Here I will use inline style and we'll use background color, okay, we'll give some light color only and close it, okay. So if I save it, see it applied to second column and not to the first column because we kept the first column as a blank, okay. If I remove it, it will automatically apply to the first column, okay. Now if I want to apply this style, same style to the all columns, okay, to all 4 columns, okay. So what I will do, I will span it. Okay, we already know about it. So how we use row span and column span, like that only we have attribute like span to all four columns I need to apply. So I will put 4 as a unit and it apply to all four. No need to specifically individually create this tag call. So previously if I don't use it, so it just apply to first column. Then I need to do copy paste same thing 4 times. So now I just copy it for 3 times. So we'll see for 3 columns it applied and for fourth column it didn't apply. So again I need to copy it and do it for 4 columns 4 times. So instead of doing this, okay, copying the same content or repeating our code, we will use the attribute like span equal to 4, and it is applied to all 4 columns. Okay, so this is related to what we can say column style. Okay, how we can apply column style here. So we have covered about table container, column group, table head, table body, how to create row, table row, then inside that individual cell header, this is data cell, normal td, table data, table head. Okay, like this. Now there is other things here also that you can add caption. Okay, student information table. So see, it added the caption at the top that this is student information table.
That's it for today's session. Thank you guys.